Hey everybody, it's Scotty from Scotty's Record Shop, and basically, not too many records to show. Very small stack. Uh, I think a part of the reason why I want to do this is to wish everybody a happy New Year. It's the first video for me of 2016. Also, I don't know if I'm going to get this right. I hope I do. Um, it being the 7th of January today, 2016. I believe it's Orthodox Christmas. That's what my wife is telling me anyway. That's why we still have that tree up. We're not Orthodox, but any chance or reason to keep the Christmas tree up for an extra month, my wife goes with it. So if you are Greek Orthodox, or if hopefully I got all that right. If that's the case, Merry Christmas if you're celebrating today. For the rest of you, Happy New Year. Like I said, not too many records. I just didn't get too lucky. I guess I kind of got lucky. You know what? It's about having fun, and I had a blast going with a friend of mine. I'm not within walking distance uh, of any record store. We don't have any in my area, and I don't drive, so I have to kind of depend on one friend in particular that just whenever he wants to go, we go. So we went yesterday. I grabbed a few things, and let's go with it. Okay. First one, you saw this in my last video, but, well, I'll explain. It's Elvis. It's another copy of Burning Love. But this one is, and I looked at it to make sure, in very nice shape, but it is the original um, RCA on the blue label. Now, I do have a question, and just put the answer if you're one of those smarty guys or gals down there. The blue RCA's, were those Canadian pressing? I could look this up probably, or was it just this period of time for RCA that that right around 1970? It may have just been that because that label didn't stick around for very long. There's also a red label, if I remember correctly, too, from right around that same period. But anyway, chance for you to comment down there. I'll do my best to get back to you. I've gotten a little better at commenting, people. Okay. What am I doing now? Let's see. This one is like, trying to think of where I heard this from. Me, Mr. Mayo. Joe made a video a while ago that I saw. He was at a record store, one of his local record stores, and he asked the guy, what are one of the most common records that you ever see? This was one of them that came up. You know what? I'd never heard this before. I'd never had it. It was pretty cheap. I took a chance. I wasn't sure what shape it was going to be in. When I got it home, I am going to get a better copy of this. It's not super hard. It's First Family, by the way, from 1962. It's a comedy record, and put in the context of 1960s comedy, early 1960s comedy. This is a funny record. I mean, it's just a cute, funny record. So I'm going to get me a better copy of this. This is, the cover is in good shape, but the record is, comes out. But I wanted to try. Okay. A lot of these are $1 or $2 records. It doesn't make them bad, though, in my opinion. Get into some soul-ish, disco-ish kind of stuff. Peaches and Herb. This is the album with Shake Your Groove thing and Reunited. It's really, with the exception of the early Peaches and Herb stuff from the 60s, late 60s, late 60s, this is probably the one that you would know. Okay. Evelyn Champagne King. This one, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit. The cover's a little beat. I'm going to have to clean the record up and see what happens, But I really love the song Shame. And that's on this record, so. The Floaters. The only song I know by them, it'll be an interesting listen, is the song Float On. From about, 77-ish or so. So this will be an interesting listen. This will be an interesting listen, too. Everything I've heard, the 3 or 4 songs I've heard from these guys, I like. We'll see what happens. Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. Some funky soul music from, this was probably, 72-ish or so. Look at the hair. It's 70s. So, this one I found For some reason, I was having a hard time finding this on Discogs. I was looking CDs galore, but the album, I don't know if I was just looking at the wrong place or whatever. But Jimmy Buffett. This is the first compilation he did. Came out in '85. And with all due respect to the parrot heads out there, I've seen Jimmy Buffett. I saw him by accident. He was at a Walden Woods benefit. I went to see Don Henley back in '93 in Foxborough, Mass. A bunch of people there, who was there? You had Aerosmith, you had Elton John, Melissa Etheridge, Sting, and halfway through Don Henley's set, he's like, I got a friend of mine that wants to come out. Jimmy Buffett came out and the place went berserk. And I'm like, what is it with this guy? I mean, I like his music, some of it, but it's like, eh. So when I was reading up on his music, and I thought the best way to go for now would be a compilation. And this really is a great compilation of his stuff. Pretty much everything on here, like it says, songs you know by heart. At least songs you know. No filler, all killer. So there you go. This one, the cover is in, well, it looks like to be a library leftover. But it's hard to find this record in the wild. I believe it's a textured. Well, maybe it's not textured. It's just the cover's trashed. The record inside is in great shape, though. The very first Grateful Dead album. This is a mid '70s pressing, 75-ish, 76. I don't know if that makes it 3 or 4 pressings in, but again, this is all this garbage on here. It's taped, but you don't play the cover. If I can find a nice cover for this eventually, I'll grab it. But the record looked to be in very nice shape, so went with it. This record in nice shape all the way around. Not a super hard record to find, but my copy of this was trashed. So the Monkees' second album, and this is a stereo pressing, and it looks to be, I have not dropped the needle on this yet, but looks to be pretty much mint. I mean, really, 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 really nice shape. And it was a nice price, so I said, okay. I didn't have a lot of money. This next one, I had heard about, and somebody in the VC had said something about this too, I think. Can't remember who. My first thought, because it's Beatles stuff, I want to go with Joe, but I don't. It could have been somebody else. May have actually been somebody else. This is a thing called Beatles songs. It's a compilation of Beatles-related songs, not done by the Beatles, but We Love You, Beatles. My boyfriend has a Beatle haircut. Stuff like that. There's a CD that is got more tracks than this on it. Not the same title or anything, but I'm going to end up trying to hunt that down too. I think it was a lot more UK artists and stuff, but I think this was a Rhino pressing from mid '80s or something like that. So anyway, that is that. As always, I want to thank you. Had a few more subscribers over the last couple weeks. I just want to say thank you for subscribing, and I am doing a little better at doing the response thing. When I'm done uploading this, if I have some time, I'm gonna look and try to catch up on some of the stuff you guys have been talking about, or trying to talk to me about over the last week or so. So, who knows? Will there be more records in January of 2016? I don't know. Even if not, I'm good. I hope you're good. Until next time, everybody. Peace and love.